Okay, we get some time just before the game here with head coach Nick Keenan. And Coach, it's postseason, it's playoffs. There's a lot of excitement and extra energy. You don't have to get the kids that juice and pep talk, but what's one thing you'd like to have them focus on during this postseason game?
All year we've been talking about, limiting turnovers and playing well on special teams, and we keep preaching to the kids, hey, that happens, we're going to play well. Last week, 0 turnovers, played great on special teams, we had a great game.
You also got a defense that's been playing well. Numerous tackles for loss, they create turnovers, interceptions, fumbles. How do you get them to stay on that game here even in the postseason?
Well, we talk to the kids and tell them that we think football is kind of easy. You just do your job. But from, day one of the summer, we work really hard on our technique. And we talk about getting 11 guys to the football and having everybody just do their job.
Well, you played defensive line, college football, Morehead State, and also through high school. Extra check, how do you keep yourself in check now as that coach in kind of bringing that swag to the team?
It's actually kind of hard. This is, I think, my 21st year of coaching, and I remember after my first year, I soon realized that I can't control much except for the preparation. So we really work hard to prepare these kids and put them in the best spots, and then we kind of just let them play.
Well, 4-4 on the regular season, but you've had a lot of injuries, a lot of things to overcome, but you got to be happy with that offensive swag and that running game you had going last week.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at our schedule, we've been kicking ourselves because 3 of those games, like I was talking about earlier, we turned the ball over and didn't play well on special teams, so we thought, hey, we could be 7-1. But I think if we were 7-1 or 4-4, we'd be in the 2 seed. So, we set ourselves up, so we'll see how it goes.
Coach Keenan, good luck tonight. Good luck the rest of the season through section play.
All right, thanks.
Coming up next, just minutes away, the kickoff. Champlin Park taking on Mounds View.
Back to the fence, and that's gone.
There it is. Ace to win the set. It's caught. 20-10 touchdown.
This is going to be in the gap.
Score! Yes! Score! Go to the deflection. The Andover Huskies win their first state championship. Good evening and welcome to Rebels Stadium. Tonight, the 6A playoff opener. Champlin Park hosting Mounds View. The Rebels 4-4. The Mustangs are 2-6. And we'll kick it off to start the game. Ben Holland getting ready to tee it up at the 40-yard line. And 2 players back deep for the Rebels. And Mounds View playing with the breeze here in quarter number 1.
It is a light breeze right now, picking up a little bit. I was on the field just before the game, but ready to ignite that running game. The Rebels here off this kickoff.
They put it on the ground. The Rebels get a good return over the 40, all the way out to the 45-plus yard line. And on that big return for the Rebels, Blake Stahl took that grounder and brought it out near midfield. Rebels will open the game. Very good field position.
They will, and they'll open up and running attack last week that we surpassed 200 yards, almost 300, and Tootie was the running back then and put up to 200. But tonight, Russell's back in that starting backfield, but they are without the services of one player back there, Steve. Who is that?
So it is quarterback Drew Kaluza, Champlin Park. And Kaluza will keep, and he's going to be decked for a loss back at the 40-yard line. The Mounds View Mustangs all over that play. Evan Hatton, a linebacker, was in there just like that. 5-yard loss, 2nd down and 15. Champlin Park in Navy, moving from left to right or into the wind toward the south end here of Rebels Stadium.
Well, Evan Hatton picked up that first tackle for a loss. number 59, a junior, actually led the conference in tackles for loss this season for the Mounds View squad.
Kaluza 5 yards back. It'll be Arthur Russell right up the middle, and he gets a push. May have got back to the original line of scrimmage before he's driven back. We'll call it a gain of 4 to the 44-yard line. It'll be his 2nd down and 11. Russell right up the gut.
And keep in mind, we talked about it, Dilke out tonight. Again, bothered by that knee. So it's a chance here for Kaluza to take charge, and he may need to air it out here often in the early parts of this game.
Slot back right, 2 wide receivers out to the left. That is Novak and Tutt. And more trouble in the backfield. And the quarterback, Kaluza, goes down. Another loss inside the 40-yard line. Actually, they're going to give him forward progress to the 40-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 15. And a great start for this Mounds View D.
It is. In fact, you can tell they've watched some game film, because against the Anoka, Kaluza enjoyed rolling to his left and throwing right. So they saw that movement left and clamped him in and brought him down for the first sack of the game.
Ben Bremer is a punter standing at his 26, takes a snap, and it's off the side of his foot into the Rebels bench. And Mounds View will get very good field position, and that's going to end up being a 15-yard punt out of bounds. So the Mustangs in outstanding field position as they move with the wind from right to left or to the north end of Rebels Stadium.
Well, I'll tell you also tonight with the Rebels on the defense, some key components is 60 tackles for loss this season, and they create turnovers. They've come off with numerous amounts of interceptions. In fact, 12 sacks, 15, and fumbles that they've been able to create. That's at 14. So let's see what kind of a defensive strategy, but more importantly, what is the offensive strategy here for Mounds View, who really lacks that running game.
Owen Wark, the quarterback, and DJ Cope, the running back, will try the right side outside. He's going to be dropped for a loss back at the 42-yard line. So this one all about defense and making the stop for the Rebels. Matthew Heinen, a linebacker, so the D has come to play.
They have, as they said before, they're averaging just 26 rushing yards a game. It is Mounds View. They throw for 152, but they know it's important how quickly they try to get that running game established. It's an offense that likes to go with a 10 spread, as you can see here, getting their lineups in. And in the second year at quarterback for this Mounds View squad is Owen Mark. Work and throw the ball and call a good offense.
Wart straight back, trips to the right. It's caught in the slot by the leading receiver, Nystrom, and he'll take it out to midfield. That'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll set up 3rd down and 5 for the Mustangs. Their 2 wins this year, coming back to back in the middle of the season, beating Anoka and Roseville. So they opened on a 4-game skid and ended the season with losses to Stillwater and Maple Grove, 2 ranked opponents. Of course, the Maple Grove Crimson are ranked number 1 overall going into the postseason.
Had a chance to speak with Moberg, the head coach, Aaron Moberg, before the game. He said the one playmaker they have that's key is Jordan Johnson, who you just saw, Tyler Nystrom, who just caught the last pass.
Work out to the left, caught it to 45-yard line, moves to the inside, and goes down at the 41-yard line. Peter Wynn with the reception. Brady Schornstein made the tackle, but that is a Mustang 1st down and a gain of 9.
Yeah, as they key too much on Nystrom, they like to throw underneath the Wynn. Wynn with just 10 catches this year for 78 yards, but he's been coming alive the last couple of games. Meanwhile, for Nystrom, he's got 5 touchdowns receiving and almost 600 yards in receptions this year, averaging 70 a game.
Coming up on 8 to go here in quarter number 1. Mounds View on their opening drive, starting at their own 45-yard line. They're at the Rebel 41. Wark, the handoff, gives it to Koch. Koch, no gain, maybe lost a yard or 2. Heinen was there again. Also there on the tackle was Michael Bruggers. They were all over that one.
Another tackle for a loss this time. Calibrating that and coming up with that big play. They're number 44 as he initiated that tackle. Bruggers with now 9 tackles for a loss this season. Keep in mind on that rushing attempt here is Cook with just a total of 113 yards this year and 57 carries and a touchdown. Wark has 76 attempts, 27 yards rushing the ball.
All right, they keep it in tight. Lone running back is Koch. And Wark will go straight back. Under pressure, throws it off to the right. Caught by Nystrom. He'll get a yard or two before he's driven out of, or nearly out of bounds on the far side of the field. Good coverage there. Tutt was over there for the Rebels. Also over there was Schornstein. And that'll set up third down, and we'll call it 8 yards to go.
Yeah, they had Nystrom pretty keyed on that time. Double coverage. He received that ball at 6'2", 180. Just couldn't get any farther. He's definitely the playmaker on the squad for Mounds View.
They need to get it just to the 31-yard line, or just outside of the 31-yard line. They're on the far hash, moving from right to left. Trips over on the short side of the field to the right. Now a man in motion to the left. Wark all alone in the backfield, drops straight back. Under pressure, back to midfield. Throws it to Nystrom at the 38, but he is immediately driven out of bounds by Schornstein. Ryan Julie was over there as well. Good coverage by the Rebels, or excuse me, Emmett Tutt was over there. And that'll set up fourth down and 8 yards to go from near the 39-yard line.
Yeah, they had a great rush, came in. I thought maybe they were setting up a screen, Mounds View, that time, because that defensive line came through so quickly. But just beating their guards and beating that offensive line off of the snap thus far for the Rebels. Fourth now in 7.
And they're going to elect to pump. Aaron Moberg sends his punter in. This is Jacob Sampson. Good pressure on, short kick, bouncing outside the 20. Takes a big Mustang bounce, and it'll be touched just inside the 10-yard line. They're going to mark it down at the 10. And a Mounds View Mustang inadvertently got his foot near the ball, and it hit him at the 10, or that one could have rolled inside the 5.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how they missed that punt. It was great pressure, but I think it was the fact that Wark turns to that side and kind of pivots differently when he releases that punt. Take a look at the offensive set here. Left tackle is Ellingson, followed by left guard Kramer. At center, Benjamin Nelson, and then Payne, followed by Magnus Wright. Blake Stahl, a big receiver at tight end. Also Elijah Nowak, a top wideout receiver at 6'2", 190, followed by Luke Gilk, also at wingback. And then there's Dukuli, followed by Arthur Russell back behind that quarterback tonight. And then Kalusa gets the start, second consecutive start for the senior in place of the injured Tilke.
We have a run up the middle, and the ball carrier
Personal
on the
foul,
play.
face mask. Defense, number 52. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. Results in a first down.
So the ball goes from the 10-yard line on the run by Remy Ogunlana out to the 14. Tack on a penalty for 15. Now it's at the 29-yard line. First and 10 for the Rebels there. Under center is Kaluza. Kaluza's going to hand it off. Right side, nothing doing that. Mounds View defense. 4 or 5 white shirts around the football at the point of attack at right guard and right tackle. And the running back is driven all the way back. And that was Arthur Russell on the carry.
Taking a look at the defensive set, the 3-4-D for Mounds View. Solheim as a defensive end, followed by the tackle, nose tackle, Donovan Gibson. And then Abdallah Abed, as I mentioned, he one of the second on the conference in terms of tackles for loss. First in tackles for loss in the conference is this guy right here, number 59, Evan Hatton. Sam Hendricks, the other linebacker, followed by Mulestein as well. Linebacker rounding it off is Jameer Hoff. And the safeties, Elliott, along with the free safety, Owen Farm, and Peter Wynn also.
Kaluza rolls left, throws on the run, out of bounds. It'll be third down and 11 on that last run. The ball carrier lost yardage, Arthur Russell, and now it's third down and 11 for Champlin Park. So neither team able to run the football at all so far tonight.
Their mission is clog that middle and force these quarterbacks to throw the ball. But that's not a bad thing for Champlin Park. I think they like to just continue to try to run and see if they can pound it down that defensive line. On that offensive line, it's the Rebels at 270 at left tackle, 200 left guard. At center, 270, followed by 265 and 280.
Here's Kaluza behind center, 5 yards back. Swings it out to the left, incomplete. Nobody had a chance on that one because if Arthur Russell would have caught it, he had 2 white shirts around him, so that pass out to the left flat. Nobody at home, 4th down and 11. It has been all about defense so far tonight.
We'll see which team can make that adjustment. Maybe that's a good first down call for Champlin Park and allowing those running backs to get a little bit more time or some screen plays, but anything to slow down that rush.
Bremer to punt at his 13-yard line. Punt return right at midfield. High punt into the breeze. Will stay in Rebels territory and take a big Mounds View bounce before it's touched at the Rebel 40-yard line. So that's a 12-yard net gain on the punt. So special teams, you brought it up with Nick Keenan. So far, 12-yard punt isn't going to get it done, and Mounds View has it. Actually, an 11-yard punt. They're going to get it at the 39-yard line at Champlin Park.
Taking a look at the offensive set here for this Mounds View offense. It comes into kind of a 10 spread is what they go by. It's Park Nelson at left tackle, Abdallah Abed at left guard, Roman James at center, Gabe Lundgren at right guard, Evan Hatton in at right tackle. It's Nystrom the playmaker, number 9 at wide receiver, Jordan Johnson, Peter Wynn along with Ryan Cunanan, and there you get a look at the quarterback in Owen Work.
Work's going to run it on first down, and he's going to get a yard or 2, and that is it. And the tackle made by Ben Bremer. It'll be 2nd down and 9, empty backfield, and Work just took it off right tackle and didn't get much.
Defensive set also a 3-4 as Keenan likes to play physical. Former defensive lineman loves that physical play up front, and he gets it from Massey, Wright, and Brugers. Brugers leads the team also in sacks. He has 8. And then there's Bremer, an athletic linebacker, along with Jalen Graham, Schonstein. He's a very fast linebacker as well. Matthew Heinen, one of the team leads, also in tackles for loss, followed by Duano. And then you get to look at the rest of the safeties, including Logan Ottinger, who leads the team with 3 picks.
Here's a throw out to the left and a catch made by Tyler Nystrom. Short gain on the play, read well. Schornstein there as well, along with Dwinnell for Champlin Park, and it's going to set up 3rd down and 5 yards to go from the 34-yard line. They loaded up that left side. They threw to the left side, but Champlin Park had it well covered.
They'll send 3 out to the right, and I'm trying to pick up on tendencies to see in the formations if there's any indication on where they like to go here. They have the squared up offensive lineman there, but 3 to the right now, 2 down to the bottom.
And the quarterback, Owen Work, a senior, straight back under pressure, swings it out to the right. It's caught at the 35 and near first down at the 30-yard line before he's wrapped up over there.
Tried to get a little tunnel screen going that time, did Mounds View, but not much progress as Wynn made that reception, picked up about 5, and I guess he just got enough for that first down. It did not look it initially.
Another first down for Mounds View, 2nd in the game. Champlin Park has 1, and so far Champlin Park's had the ball twice in a punt. Mounds View a punt, and now they're on their 2nd possession. 2:41 to go, quarter number 1. They're in white, green helmets, driving to our left. And that north end zone here at Rebel Stadium and Champlin Park may have jumped. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, and it could go on Ben Bremer, the linebacker, who was over on the left side and just jumped offside, and it will.
Defense, number 27. It's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, we talked about, that section playoff mindset with Coach Keenan before the game too, and you've all been through it, and that excitement that comes through it, but it just goes up, that level of intensity and wanting to get that edge kind of goes up just a little bit more here for the playoffs. And you can see Champlin Park getting a bit impatient and trying to get at the quarterback work, and that time it cost him on a 5-yard penalty.
Mounds View offensively, the entire team is staring at the sideline waiting for a play to come in, and it took a long time to get the play in. Not a huge fan of that. 2 wide receivers right, 2 to the left, set back, Cope. Back is Wark, under pressure. He's scrambling to the left. Flag flies, should be a hold. Wark toward the end zone, it'll be caught. It's going to be caught by a wind, but this one's coming back. That is a hold 100% of the time.
That it is, but hey, the one thing that Champlin Park gets a look
Holding.
at now, it's
Offense, number 59. It's a 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First down.
well, you get a look and see what they will transpire. Definitely almost a 2-point takedown by the tackle.
Yeah, I mean, that is the penalty every time. Wynn was open in the end zone, but I think everybody in the stadium knew that one was coming back. It'll be marked out to the 39-yard line. So whatever they gained, now they're looking at first down and 20 yards to go. So from the first down and 5 now to a first down and 20. That one hurts.
That it does. And plus you kind of show your hand from that formation, and you get a chance to see what patterns they're going to run, who he likes to go to, and how they can take that pressure off of number 9 in Tyler Nystrom.
Wark straight back, empty backfield. He's going to get sacked back at the Mounds View 49-yard line, and all over him was Michael Bruggers.
Oh, Bruggers, 6 sacks on the season, make that 7. That is a huge loss, Steve. That's about another 11-yard loss on that sack.
First down just inside the 20. The ball sits at midfield. And now, once again, the whole Mounds View team, everybody on the field looking over at the bench, waiting for a play to come in. And now we've got it, and here we go. Coming up on 1 to go in the quarter. Mustangs going in reverse. Lone setback, Koch, 2 right, 2 left, straight back. Set up a middle screen. It's caught by Koch. He won't get much, maybe 5 or 6 before he's brought down from behind on the play. Good defensive play by Champlin Park right in the middle there, and that might have been Jalen Graham who grabbed him from behind. Good job.
I didn't want to say, I told you, but this you knew was coming. You knew they were going to go with that screen to try to keep that rush back a little bit and see, because their running game isn't very effective. This is almost like a long handoff on that screen and a safe play to see, hey, if we can get 5, that's better than getting nothing, or better than getting sacked for another 10-yard loss.
Third down, 25 on the board, 15 to go in the quarter. Could be the final play. Work with Koch to his left, straight back, throws it over the middle, picked off. It is picked off at the 30-yard line. Big return, trying to get to the 50 and getting over the 50 to the 48-yard line of Mounds View is Logan Ottinger.
His 4th interception of the year. That is a hit-the-switch play for the Rebels, as the amount of turnovers that they can manufacture. And there's an example right now. Ottinger, pickoff number 4 on the season, and a pretty impressive return as well.
Just 0.3 of a second left in the quarter, and it looks like the Rebels will be able to run one here in quarter number 1 and then on to quarter number 2. But Ottinger's pickoff return to the 48-yard line of Mounds View, and one more play in the quarter. Drew Kaluza with Russell up the middle for a, he breaks a tackle, still on his feet, look out, 35, 20, fumbles it out of bounds. So the final play of the quarter turns out to be a big gainer as he went into the pack in the line of scrimmage, bounced out of there, wasn't wrapped up. It'll take it all the way down to the 16-yard line. Big gainer there. When we come back for quarter number 2, the Rebels in business in a scoreless game. On to quarter number 2. It'll be 1st and 10 Rebels at the 16-yard line on a 22-yard run by Arthur Russell. He was stopped, we thought. Then he busted to the outside and fumbled it out of bounds. Big gainer and a big play, by far and away the biggest of the game.
On the move now, the Rebels.
And we have a false start. The center jumped. Middle of the line of scrimmage, probably right guard actually. Jumped, 5-yard penalty on the Rebels. We'll get the announcement here.
False start. Offense number 69. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Bain. Back to the 21. It'll be first down and 15 for the Rebels there.
So far, 2 penalties against Mounds View. 1 15 yards for a face mask and a 10-yard holding call. 2 penalties for Champlin Park, both of which were 5 yards.
Speaking of 5 yards, that's where the quarterback stands. Drew Kaluza to his right. Arthur Russell's going to take that handoff. Goes off right guard, on the move, flags on the field, into the end zone. Touchdown. This one's probably coming back.
It may not, because the offensive lineman lost his helmet.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it'll go on Mounds View for some sort of penalty, like a face mask or illegal hands to the face.
Yeah.
For the moment, Russell goes in from 21 yards out. We'll see.
Magnus Wright coming off the
Personal
field.
foul, chop block. Offense number 76 and 74. 15-yard penalty for the spot of the foul, first down.
Ellingson and Wright on the chop block, so 2 penalties in a row. Erases the touchdown, and now the Rebels are going to be way out there. So what Mounds View went through on their last possession, marching back toward midfield, the Rebels are doing the same thing. All the way out to the 36-yard line. So 20 yards in penalties. They need to get it to the 6-yard line for a first down. First down, 30 yards to go. Kaluza with Russell. And he's going to follow him. We have another flag on a short gain off the left side. He was wrapped up almost immediately in there by Evan Hatton. And we'll see what this one is all about. So neither coach can be happy about this. Aaron Moberg for Mounds View or Nick Keenan for Champlin Park. We've seen a lot of mistakes early in this game. All right.
Personal foul, chop block. Offense number 75 and 63. It's a 15-yard penalty for the spot of the foul, first down.
Nelson and Brusek. And now this is going to take it right to midfield. That is 35 yards in penalties on 3 consecutive plays. That's incredible.
Yep, it is. The good news is it's still first down. But it's obviously something on the tape that maybe Mounds View in their official meetings to start the game and pregame had kind of maybe called that to the attention of the officials.
First down, 44 to go. Kaluza under pressure, scrambling out of there, goes along the far sideline and picks up a few. And he was being chased from the get-go back there. Kaluza hasn't thrown it a lot this year. In his lone start in the finale over Anoka in that Thursday matinee, 6 of 10 for 97 yards in that game. He wasn't able to throw there. Now it's at the Mounds View 46. And it's second down and 40.
Yeah, they need to protect that backside because that's Evan Hatton, who led the conference in tackles for losses. Also had a sack in the first quarter on Kaluza as well. So they better find out where he is on that field. And he's been shifting around different locations.
Rebels shift the slot to the left. 2 wide receivers left. Russell goes inside, then outside. Nowhere to go. He's in big trouble back at the 49-yard line. They were all over that play. Jameer Huff was in the middle of that. And we have a Mustang down on the field.
Yeah, watch.
And an injury timeout.
Yep, watch number 8 coming up. I could see him just take a pop at the end, and he's the one that's down, I believe.
Jack Bray.
It's number 2, correct. Number 2 it was. And someone that collapsed on his ankle, and you could see him just kind of go down slow and hold that knee, and then.
Yeah, and he's being attended to. That's Dani response, and the ball is spotted at midfield. So once again, 3rd down, 44 with 11:14 to go in quarter number 2. The Rebels huddling up, getting some water on their sideline. That's the nearest sideline, and response is up, and it looks like he'll be okay. I think he'll probably need to come out of the football game for a play. Mounds View huddling on the other side. Pretty good crowd here from Mounds View, and as always, a great crowd here supporting the Rebels at Rebels Stadium on this Friday night.
Yeah, you can see him kind of got rolled up on him a bit, and looks to be a little bit better. On the bench for the Champlin Park Rebels, you got Russell trying to stretch out that leg.
3rd down, 44, straight back. Kaluza rolls to his left, throws downfield, jump ball, incomplete. Tried to hit Elijah Novak near the 32-yard line. Well covered on the play down there. Colin Elliott was there for Mounds View, and now it'll be 4th down, and the Rebels will punt it away. So they go from 1st down at the 16-yard line after a 22-yard run by Russell, and then just implode with penalties.
Moving it in the wrong direction, and the punt is set here. You can see an upset brewing right now. Brainerd's up over Stillwater, 14-0.
Here's Bremer to punt, standing at his own 36-yard line. And he'll get it away. Much better punt along the near sideline. Hits at the 15 and takes a Mounds View bounce to the 20-yard line, where it's quickly covered up there by Peter Nelson, playing special teams.
A better punt, too, for another reason. He didn't have to reach down and pick the ball off his shoestrings and then have the rush coming in after him. That really throws kind of the technique down at all when you're punting. Having to reach down, seeing the rush come, so you expedite everything else up immensely. And as a result, not as good as a punt last time. This time a little bit better. He got a chance to get some extension.
And we should remind you the winner of this game plays next Friday night against the winner of the Shakopee Farmington game in this bracket. Rebels the number 2 seed, Eden Prairie the number 1 seed in this particular side of the bracket. Work throws it out to the left. It is caught, and a short gain over there. And with the reception is their leading receiver, Tyler Nystrom. But the Rebels have covered it well.
They have, and keep in mind, hey, not anything negative, but just realistically here, you look at Mounds View, they scored just 89 points this season. 89 points, their opponents put up 165, so you're not going to see them run amok. In fact, they didn't exceed 21 points in the game this whole season.
Well, and you look at their running totals, they were not able to run the football at all this year, Joe.
No, you look at Wark, Owen Wark, I've never seen this before, 76 attempts, 27 yards.
Yeah, under duress. Koch, the running back, to his right. He's 5 yards deep. And he'll take it up the middle and not too much. Get to the 26-yard line. Gain of a couple on the play. It'll set up 3rd down and about 4 yards to go for the Mounds View Mustangs as we go inside at 10 minutes to go in quarter number 2. Mounds View now moving into the slight breeze. A flag on the north end of the stadium, almost hanging limp. So whatever wind there was has died down considerably from quarter number 1.
Well, they'll do what they can to get this 10-man spread offense in action and trying to find the open receiver. Koch on the season, averaging 16 yards a game. Rushing the ball, I should say.
It is 3rd down and 4 from the 26-yard line. 9:18 to go, quarter number 2. Work straight back, looking right, and throws it incomplete. Trying to hit Wynn, but threw it to the outside. Wynn had no chance to grab that.
Yeah, I mean, that he rushed. And he had the receiver open for the 1st down, but he just rushed it so much that he threw wide. And so it'll be another punt. And
Sampson will come into the game to do the honors. Emmett Tutt will be on the near side for Champlin Park at their own 45-yard line. And it looks like over on the far side of the field could be Stahl. Tutt at the 48 of Mounds View, tackled immediately. A great special teams play by Charlie Kelly He caught it and went down right now. And it's a good thing Tutt was able to hang on to it, and the Rebels are going to have it right at midfield.
He didn't even give him time to let his hair move when he caught that thing. It was on him so fast. Nice tackle, secure tackle. Even better for the focus, though, for Tutt to not fumble that ball. That takes some poise back there, as you can hear the Gunners coming down. Now, 50 yards, short field here. See what the first play of the series, I think, is key as they come out here for the Rebels.
Running back Arthur Russell takes that snap. It was an awkward snap. Flags fly. Both teams discombobulated here so far in this football game. 9:01 to go, quarter number 2, and it has just been filled with penalties.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to say maybe it's because of that quarterback change, but last week watching, Kaluza command and lead the team on a penalty-free game, turnover-free game, and rush the ball and lead them as well as he did.
No foul on the play. We play first down.
All right, so no flag. It'll be a first down and 10. It's a do-over. We did that all the time on the sandlot here on the mean streets of Champlin when I was growing up. And I mean sandlots, sandburrs galore in the field we played in, and we do do-overs all the time. And now we have a whistle again. It should be first down. On the far side of the field, they have second down there. It should be first down.
Yeah, and I think what happened on that last play, why they thought it was a legal procedure, is because the center snapped it so fast, got it back, and then the offensive guard stood up, and everyone was just kind of off on timing with that play. So they thought something's got to be wrong, but it was all good. Second consecutive play now where they're going to have to replay, so this will be the third first down.
And a lot of week 1 mistakes so far in this game. Here it is, week 1 of the playoffs. But both teams making plenty of mental errors with 8:59 to go in quarter number 2. And the officials made a mental error a moment ago, and now they're huddling up and saying,
let's get our game together, guys.
Yeah, let's get this thing going here a little bit.
We need a little cowbell. All right, let's bring it on. So they'll reset the same way they started right after the punt return on the first play. They'll get a run here. You don't usually get practices on first downs, but this will be the third first down now for the Rebels.
So Kaluza gets a play, trots back onto the field. 8:59 to go, no score. We've seen all punts except for an interception. And we're just going to have a sneak. And following his O-line right up the middle is the quarterback, Drew Kaluza. Just a scrum formed, and he gained about 4 on the play. Second down and 6.
Yep, Setter said, just jump on my back. I'll carry you, and we'll get you moving ahead. And just sometimes you need that simplistic of a play just to get some sort of rhythm back.
.828 and counting to go. Second down and 6. Rebels at the Mounds View 46-yard line, moving from right to left. Silver helmets, navy jerseys, and in the backfield, Arthur Russell, nothing doing, and who else? This time it was J-Rock Solheim in the backfield. He had absolutely nowhere to go. He got the line of scrimmage where it'll be third down. Well, maybe they're going to give him a yard loss. Back to the 47, third down and 7. He got the ball on the handoff, and it was stood up.
Well, it's just like Tutt on the punt return. You know, didn't get a chance to move any hair. Bam. As soon as he got the ball, there was nowhere to go. They are pouring in and throwing in all the chips to stop that run and force it. Oh, goodness.
And then the whole right side of the Rebels line jumps offside, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. They are just not on the same page here tonight.
Ball start.
And they're
offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty, third down.
They are fortunate that Mounds View has not put up any points yet tonight also. They look out of rhythm.
Luke Gilk on the false start over on the right side. Now third down and 12 at the Rebels' 48-yard line. And obviously they need to get it to the Mounds View 40. Clock on the move, 7:35 to go. And both coaches will have plenty to talk about at halftime, the way things have transpired here. 2 to the left, slot back right, straight back. Kaluza fires it, and it goes out of bounds. A little too much heat on that, and the intended receiver was Jalen Chambers. Would have been for a short gain at about the 48-yard line. Now it's 4th down, and the Rebels are going to kick it away.
Yep. That's a throw well, kind of a wounded duck even out on a flat. As that goes, he let that ball come into him and try to trap it against the shoulder pads versus getting those hands out in front of that ball and bringing it in. But it would have been short, you're right.
Ben Bremer to punt, standing back at his own 33-yard line. Gets a snap. Another good kick, and that's going to chase Nystrom back. It's going to take a bounce and go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Terrific punt by Bremer. And now Mounds View has a long way to go. They'll get it 1st down and 10 deep in their own territory with 7:11 to go in quarter number 2.
I like the rotation on that punt. He got that spiral. It turned over, and that's because he could get that extension again under that ball and a good snap. And I enjoy watching technique on everything from blocking to running to punting and to throwing. And right now, the punt has been one of the better parts so far of the game the last 2 times. So he puts him back on the 10 for Mounds View, and they'll get another look here with 7:11 to go just here in the first half.
And here comes Owen Wark, the quarterback, and his running back, DJ Koch. Koch to his left. And he'll take the toss. Try left side.
Another flag.
Nothing doing.
Another flag.
Rebels
2
all
flags
over it
on that play.
Yeah, Rebels just blew that play up.
Boy, I tell you, just unexpected amount of flags. They're on it, but one of the also unexpected things I've just seen come across the screen was Maple Grove is down 26-0 to Hopkins.
That can't be right.
There you get a look at former head coach, now coaching that offensive line.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the offense. Holding, offense number 6. That penalty is declined. Holding, offense number 76. That penalty will be assessed half the distance to the goal. Spot foul, 1st down.
Another penalty takes us way back.
Holy cow.
To about the 6-yard line.
On that sideline, you could see former head coach for the Rebels. He took a couple of years off and now came back, and he coaches the offensive line, Mike Corton, having a conversation that certainly didn't lack intensity with his offensive line.
So 7:04 to go in the quarter. Mounds View, the breeze is fresh, and the flag at their backs is once again rippling in the breeze. 1st down and 16, ball at the 5. Wark standing in the end zone, throws it over the middle, caught and dropped. Nystrom had it. He was being hounded. It was a pretty good throw.
And I wasn't sure that time. Covering on that deep pipe with Matthew Heinen also got a part of that ball before it hit the hands of the playmaker Nystrom. I know this seems obvious at this point, Steve, but it's going to be a defensive turnover. Somebody's going to take it to the house, a pick 6 or something. But I think the Rebels tonight need to see their defensive team come up with a big play, and now.
Wark waiting the snap at the 1-yard line. Koch to his right. Koch's going to take the handoff, try the left side, not get much. He was driven back by Bruggers coming out of the bottom of the pile there. Also in the middle of that for Champlin Park was Magnus Wright. They had it stacked up. It is 3rd down and long. We'll call it the 7-yard line. They need to get it all the way out near the 22.
I think they're looking at maybe trying to roll him out, the Mounds View quarterback, or they potentially looking at a safety because that defensive line has been getting through like BBs through a fishnet. against the offensive line of Mounds View.
2 to the right, 2 to the left. Wark standing at the 2, takes the snap, throws to the left. It is caught and tackled immediately. There may have been a loss on that play as the receiver lined up out to the left. That was Nystrom again, and he had absolutely no room to run. Outstanding defensive play by Champlin Park.
Yep.
Fired it out to the left quickly and tackled immediately.
Well, coming up there, he was checking him up at the line. The Champlin Park Khalil Tony. So sometimes you like to run that tunnel screen or towards the middle, but it's nice to have at least 4 or 5 yards off the defensive player off the wideout. That time Tony was right on top of him.
Standing at the back of the end zone is Sampson. And that one's blocked in the end zone, picked up by the Rebels, touchdown! Blocked in the end zone and a touchdown for Champlin Park. What a play for the Rebels. And getting the block and the score, Harrison Dwinall, a senior, and special teams play 6-0.
Coverage in. You could see that they were close on a couple of occasions to block the punt. This time he had a shortened end zone and yardage to get back. And great technique. Great technique. And hey, I don't want to say I told you so, but I said this defense is going to have to come up with a touchdown, a pick six, a safety, and they did it both right there. They picked up a block punt and the touchdown.
Snap, spot, kick on the extra point. Evan Swanstrom bangs it through, and it's 7-0 Champlin Park. So an unusual game. Champlin Park gets a block punt in the end zone. Dwinall pounces on it, actually grabs it on the run to celebrate, and then the extra point by Swanstrom, 7-0 Rebels. How about that?
Well, you know, the defense was really dictating and creating more offense than the offense itself as they kept pushing back and creating some good opportunities for that offense when they did get the ball. But this time they just said, we got it. We're going to go. So a couple of turnovers. Ottinger picks one off, his 4th of the season, and this block punt, which results in a touchdown for the Rebels. That's the hit the switch. I'll tell you, the defense has been that hit the switch proponent. They play so tough and create the turnovers.
Rebels to kick it off. This is going to be Miles. Miles approaches the ball at the 40-yard line with the breeze. Carrying deep and will carry the return man to the goal line. And coming out of there, response over the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Pretty good return. I thought he may have stepped into the end zone for the touchback, but the official was right there.
I thought the same
thing.
thing.
Referee is talking about it and saying it looked like the kid stepped in the end zone, and if he indeed did, it is a touchback.
Yeah, he did. He clearly stepped in there, and that should be just a touchback. I thought they would whistle it down, but they're going to call a penalty.
Return.
Oh,
holding. Return team. Penalty is half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. First down.
Another penalty. And let's see right here. Yeah, I mean,
2 steps.
that
Three
is a
steps.
touchback.
That's clearly 3 steps.
There shouldn't even be a holding penalty on the play. That was a touchback. I thought I saw it from here. My eyes aren't that great anymore, but so a return that shouldn't have been a return is returned out to about the 23-yard line, and now they get a first down at the 7-yard line.
3 steps.
Yeah.
Yep. Clearly.
That is a touchback. That is one the officials clearly missed there. So anyway, Mounds View, after all of that, will get it 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
And this is a great scoring opportunity as well for the defense again. A chance for the defense this time to punch it in as they have been surrounding that running game for Mounds View, a running game that's kind of been irrelevant this whole season, averaging 26 yards a game. I've never seen that before. And meanwhile, the pass rush has been almost right on top of Wark shortly after the snap. And the quarterbacks have been on top of their top receiver and their playmaker, Nystrom, playing them tough right at the line.
All right, the ball at the 6-yard line, first down and 10. Wark the quarterback, Koch the running back to his left. Into the end zone, under pressure, throws it. It's caught by Nystrom near the 10. Makes a good move outside the 15 and may have first down yardage out at about the 18-yard line. That was a good pitch and catch.
That was a good throw by Wark. Look at this, pressure coming in. Look how he changed his arm slot to get that ball out. And he trusts so much the play in Nystrom to come back to the ball. The senior 6'2", 175 quarterback just had to change that location of that release, and he did for that first down. That's a big first down.
Gain of 12 on the play. Mounds View moves the chains. Champlin Park leads at 7-0, 4:34 to go. Quarter number 2. They're marching into the breeze left to right. Here's Koch up the middle, not much. Bremer was there.
Cook
also right in the middle was for Champlin Park. Magnus Wright again. Not much.
Koch was clocked on that running play, and you could hear that contact from up here. And converging on top of him that time was Jalen Graham for the Rebels. Again,
4 minutes to go in the quarter. 7-0 Rebels. Mounds View all staring at their sideline waiting for a play. I'm not sure I love that, but not my decision. Here's Wark. 5 yards deep. Just to his left is the running back Koch. 3 wide receivers to the left. Straight back Wark. Has time. Fires it out. Caught. Good throw. Out at the 32-yard line. And that was Cunahan with the catch. That was a good throw in a tight window, and he caught it on the far hash at the 33-yard line and went down.
Cunahan 20 catches on the year, about 160 yards, but it took some confidence for him to make that throw, knowing Cunahan was going to rise to the occasion and come down with that ball.
So a couple of first downs for Mounds View on this drive with 3:10 to go in the half. They're down 7-0. They set the sticks. Now trips to the right. Koch the running back. And he'll take that handoff with room over the 40, all the way out to the 45-yard line. Gain of 12. Top run of the day. No flags on the play. Move the sticks.
They have all 3 timeouts. You would think they might consider using one, but things are moving. Good blocking up front, and that case, everyone was defensively coming around the edge looking for that pass en route with that pass rush. So let's see what they can do here. 3 to the right.
Running back Koch, 1 to the left. 2:34 to go. I think everybody has the play. And now it's Koch again, not much doing. Rebels snip that out, no gain on that play. Good job by that Rebel defense. Jalen Graham and others stack it up in the middle. They may give them forward progress to the 45. Second down along 9 there with 2:10 to go. And they wait for the play to come in.
Yeah, it's, I always feel too, you kind of lose momentum. And if you look at the play clock, the last couple of times he's been down to 2 or 1 seconds on that play clock before he got the snap.
And Wark drops straight back. And he's under pressure and sacked back at the 38-yard line. Rebels all over him. Magnus right there, but there was plenty of navy blue jerseys around that football with 1:33 to go in the quarter. Big play by the Rebels D.
Yeah, and the Rebels used their timeout here. You can see them getting after him. Another sack for this crew, and you're right, Magnus Wright was one of those. Coming in from the other side as well, 96. And Massey, 6'2", 220. And they are just beating those offensive linemen off the run, and that's why they got the 10-yard gain on that running play a couple of plays earlier, because they had their hands in the turf and trying to get that first step around the offensive line instead of through them.
And with 133, now 3rd down and long, Joe. A good timeout by Nick Keenan in Champlin Park. They could get the football back. And by the way, Mounds View had a little trouble on the last punt. That was blocked in the end zone for a touchdown. We have Champlin Park up 7-0. So you would think next time around they're going to come after him again. If they can hold here and force a punt. Mounds View has 3, Champlin Park 2 timeouts remaining. A lot of penalties. It'll be very interesting to see the stats at the half and what those look like. Ton of penalties though in the game. Champlin Park though with that pickoff. Ottinger with that big pickoff in quarter number 1, but the block punt, the only scoring in the game. Here's Warwick, sends 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Koch the running back. Ball at the 38-yard line. He goes straight back. He's going to air it out near sideline. Caught out of bounds. Well, out of bounds was Cunahan. That would have been a first down, but he caught it out of bounds.
There was a lot of contact that was happening there as well, but he was out of bounds even before the contact started. When you look at it from that angle, great angle down the line. Great camera work there, because up top I was thinking, dude, they're gonna call a penalty on him. But the official had the same line that the camera had, is he's out of bounds, and now there's contact. So that's why there was no interference.
All right, they're going to punt it away. 1:31 to go, quarter number 2. Tutton Julie back at their own 28-yard line. They await the kick. It's a wobbler, hits at the 38, and will take a slight Mounds View bounce down to the Rebels' 32-yard line, outside the hash, far side of the field. And that's where the Rebels will start, 1st and 10, but they have time if they can get it going. And it's been a struggle for the Rebels on offense as well, Joe.
It has. That punt was just like a fishing trip, right? Catch and release. The punter was just so nervous. He just wanted to catch it and release it. Catch it and kick it and get it out of here. And you could see the wobble as a result of that rush. So you're right. The Rebels need to find a way to get something going here. They've been trying to roll. Let's see if they try to roll Kaluza out this way and make a throw, because he sure seems more comfortable rolling to his left.
Kaluza with Russell up the gut for about 5 over the 35 to maybe the 37-yard line. It'll set up 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Clock on the move, 1:10 to go. Quarter number 2, Rebels lead at 7-0. They're going to hurry up. They still have 2 timeouts on the board here. And they wait for a play to come in from the sideline. Kaluza trots over with that play and will come in. He'll stand 5 yards back. Right behind him is Russell. Russell again, not much. He barely got the line of scrimmage, if that. We have 40 seconds to go in the quarter, and apparently Champlin Park content to run it out. 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mounds View doesn't call a timeout. They've got 3 left. You're in a throwing situation here. You know Kaluza has not thrown a lot this season. But right now, Champlin Park, I think, is content. There's 22 left on the play clock. There's 18. They're going to wind this down and end the half. Not even bother taking a snap.
Yeah, they're not even going to run a play, so that will do it as they trot off the field. Clock under 10. Mounds View is going to head to their sideline. So we have played 2 quarters in this 6A playoff opener. Mounds View at Champlin Park. Rebels lead at 7-0 here on QCTV.
QCTV is now hiring for part-time associate producers. You can have a blast utilizing top-of-the-line broadcasting equipment, watching live events, and have fun all while being paid to be a part of our team. Production experience doesn't matter here at QCTV. Whether you're a 30-year broadcasting veteran or just starting out, we will make sure that you are equipped to be a part of our high-quality productions. Not sure if you have the time to commit to a fixed schedule? No worries. QCTV utilizes flexible scheduling so that you can pick the shifts that you want to work on. To learn more, please visit our jobs page at qctv.org/jobs. From there, you can learn more about this position, and if interested, submit your application today.
Welcome to At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our area high school sports. I'm your host, Lauren Youngquist. The Huskies look to capitalize on their team's overall experience and progress of their success in recent years. Let's head out to Andover High School to check in with the team.
We have great kids, and so that's a consistency from year to year. This year on our girls' side, we have a very large contingent of seniors. And so we have a great leadership group and kids that have worked very hard, and they're going to be successful. So that makes it fun as a coach when you have a team that's going to be competitive and kids that have really bought in and work hard and enjoy that process of getting better. Our boys' side, we lost a couple of great runners and leaders, but we're a pretty deep team, and we feel we're going to be probably even more competitive than we were last year.
We lost one senior last year, however she was injured for most of the year, so we're not losing much on that aspect. We do have a lot of new people coming in, which is very good to see just because it helps us build numbers and that helps us train more. But I think we're looking pretty good this year, and it's basically the same as last year.
Yeah, definitely not losing a lot of seniors help because we're kind of just going into the next season with the same team dynamic, but we're all training better now.
Like sometimes you base yourself off of other people on your team, but it's kind of just go out and do your best.
Yeah, and you're out there for the whole time, as in like other sports, you have time for breaks and to think about stuff, but when you're running, there's no time to stop and think about what you're doing, you just have to keep going.
Also, a lot of people coming in have said that the support on the team is incredible, whether it's coming from racing to workouts, just the support we have and how we're like a family, I think really sets us apart from other sports.
Yeah, the team aspect and the individual part is definitely something that makes it unique. Going out there and you're trying to beat yourself every time, it's different than a lot of other sports. And also, while you're out there, it's not only about you, it's just you're racing for your team and trying to better yourself.
Also, one of those things that everybody knows is healthy for you. And so you're learning an athletic event that is going to benefit you for years to come. And so I think there's some satisfaction in that as well. They know they're going to be able to run when they get older. They know that they're going to know what to do properly. And so all of those kind of feed into being unique and a lifelong sport.
We sat down with Macy and Grace from the Anoka Tornadoes tennis team to get a unique perspective on the team's personality. Let's head out on the court to learn more.
Could you not live without? Cheese? I don't know. It could be cheese. Knowing you. Okay, your dogs? Do you have dogs?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 dogs.
2 dogs. Family? It could be family. Or I don't know. This is a hard one. Sushi? I feel like you said you don't like sushi. Okay, I'm gonna say cheese.
The answer was family, but that was a close second actually.
Okay.
So, who on the team has the most screen time? Said Aaliyah, and that could be a possibility because it's Aaliyah.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's always on TikTok. But it also could be Hayes because he's old, so
watching the tennis surf.
He loves,
over and over.
Oh my gosh, you put Aurora. I don't think it's Aurora because I don't think she's on her phone that much.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's Kaylin, because even though she's on her phone, I don't think it's as much as my final answer is Aaliyah.
It was Aaliyah.
Oh, shit.
Okay. You got it. Who is most likely to record a TikTok dance? Aaliyah? Well, she just did that at the other match we had, so it's very possibly her. Joey? No, I don't. Does Joey have TikTok?
Probably not.
Okay. Yeah, not Joey. Cammie? She could do it. She's kind of spontaneous. Hayes? No, not Hayes. I'm gonna say Aaliyah.
You're right.
Yay.
Who has the best fashion sense? A is Hayes, and I mean, his matching red outfit is pretty fire today, but I don't think it's him. B is Cammie. I'm just gonna say I don't think it's Cammie either. C is Sophie, which I think is probably the close second, but I'm gonna go with Joey as my final answer because Joey is always dripping and is
always on point.
clothes.
Yeah. I did Sophie. That's
Okay.
who I thought.
All right.
Who takes the longest to get ready for school? Sophie? I feel like she puts a lot of effort into what she wears, so it could be her. Megan, Kay, I don't know. I feel like she tries too. Yeah. Aaliyah? Oh, I think, I don't know. There's so many on here that could be right. Or Allie. No, I don't think it's Allie. She's still in middle school. I'm gonna say Aaliyah.
My answer was Sophie.
Okay.
Close.
Who is the best table tennis player?
A is Coach Grace, which, you know, that's a possible answer because Grace is pretty good at most things she does, I think. B is Allie. I think it's not Allie because she's only 12, so she doesn't have experience. C is me, and I think it's me because I'm insane at table tennis. And D is Lexi. I don't think it's Lexi just because I think it's me.
I said Coach Grace.
Okay,
Sorry.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right. That's close.
Cool.
The Rebels have an extensive depth on their girls swimming team. They are excited and driven to help each other reach success. We dove in to figure out how the Rebels look to compete in their 2022 season. That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to keep up to date with all your local sports coverages by liking and subscribing to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to Dreamers Vault Games. My name is Joe. We specialize in card games, board games, and tabletop miniatures. I'm Joe Wickland. I'm the manager at the Champlin Dreamers location. Dreamers Vault Games, we have 5 locations: Minneapolis, South St. Paul, Burnsville, Champlin, and St. Louis Park. So we offer all the different major games, whether it be the RPGs, miniatures, card games, stuff like that. We supply all the different accessories as well. But yeah, and then we have a game room, the main game room, and then a main card room, and then a miniatures game room as well. And then we do have 2 private rooms as well for like RPGs and stuff like that. So just continue to do business, expand our clientele. We got a lot of regulars. We just keep adding to our regular base throughout the year. So we got a great community, several different communities too for miniatures and cards and RPGs and stuff. So a lot of some of the programs that we have here too are run by the community itself. So we definitely want to welcome everybody in, and if they got ideas and want to promote some events and stuff, we definitely welcome that. We try to offer events and space for basically anybody else that wants to come up and start their games too. I think it's definitely the social aspect. Again, we try to provide a great atmosphere, and people have great experiences when they come in. Just doing the events and stuff like that. So you might not get that same experience out of online gaming. I know like Magic has Arena and stuff like that online, Pokemon does too, but just coming in and being around other people. Of all the game stores around, I mean, we definitely pride ourselves in customer service, providing place to play, the different events and stuff like that. We're very active with the different communities, and I mean that's what we're trying to build, is a bigger and better community for all the gamers. So, but yeah, otherwise we try to carry a good wide array of just the different games.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
So while technically you can't go surfing in Champlin, but I may have the next best thing. Head on over to Nautical Bowls in Champlin. Walk up to the counter.
Welcome to Nautical Bowls. How are we doing today? Good. So we're going with the Sunrise Bowl, cruiser size, 16 ounces. You got it.
Then have a seat at one of their beautiful surfboard tables and get ready to ride the waves. Nautical Bowls offers refreshing, delicious, and healthy plant-based treats. It's located right across the street from the beautifully restored Mill Pond, and you can find Nautical Bowls at the end of the strip mall.
It's been amazing. Champlin's been amazing. Everything, the reception we've got from the community is amazing. And it's awesome. We're trying to bring a little warmth to the Midwest here and kind of get those nautical summer vibes. So that's just what we want to set. You come in, our product is super aesthetic, it's very warm, it's appealing to the eye. So just have a warm, welcoming staff greet you when you walk in and get a little taste of summer when you're here. So.
The Sunrise Bowl. Enjoy.
It's kind of a healthy, fast, casual dining experience. So we have 8 different sorbets, all gluten-free, dairy-free, no refined sugar, 20 different ingredients. So a super simple menu. Like I said, 8 sorbets, 20 ingredients. We have 11 signature bowls. What I like to describe to guests when they come in, they've never tried us, is I'll give them our most popular bowls. So we have one of 2 directions you can go. You can go those very fruit-forward, bright colors, citrus, tart, very summer flavors, or you can go kind of the earthier tones, dark chocolate, nutty, a little bit more neutral, and you can kind of go off in those directions and they're put together for you. I also encourage them to make their own. You know, some people will walk in and they'll put, you know, the mango with the cacao, which to me is a little different, but for them, they love it and they come multiple times a week and they get that. So very simple menu, very simple ingredients, but together, I mean, they're fantastic. So it's a super aesthetic process. I think a lot of our guests come in so they can take a photo of our product and share it on social media. You know, it looks really good on camera and it tastes even better. I've worked in many different cities in Minnesota and across the country, and you really do get a sense of community with Champlin. Something about it really does just scream community, tight-knit, people know each other, kids are coming in, families are coming in. So the response has just been incredible.
To view the Nautical Bowls menu, place an online order, or to get more information, be sure to check out their website.
Impact Services, Meals on Wheels and more in Anoka County offers meals throughout all of Anoka County and Champlin. Meals on Wheels provides nutritious hot meals Monday through Friday with weekend options. Who can get Meals on Wheels? We're here for anyone who can benefit from home-delivered meals with a focus on older adults and people with disabilities. Meals on Wheels is great if you could use help cooking or need a break from doing it, you're recovering from an illness or injury, getting out to purchase food is difficult. With your tax-deductible gift to Impact Services, Meals on Wheels, every $5 donated provides a hot, nutritious meal delivered to a neighbor in need in Anoka County and Champlin. Impact Services Meals on Wheels is a volunteer-driven organization. We have meal pickup sites in Anoka, Coon Rapids, East Bethel, Lino Lakes, and Fridley. Please keep in mind that if your company offers volunteer hours, we need drivers. The commitment is as it works for your schedule. It's a great way to spend your lunch. For more information, go to www.impactservicesmn.org.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How is it? Is it good?
I never graduated from high school.
I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
They are part of your community. They are your students. They are your teachers. They are your coworker. They are your friends and your family. They are experiencing homelessness. Understanding is the key to the solution. You can help them by giving them the benefit of the doubt, asking them what they need and how you can help them, acknowledging that you see them by sharing a smile. These little things go a long way to be seen and felt understood. They are part of our community and we are part of theirs. Homelessness will not go away without your help. To get help or to give help, visit our website.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Teams are getting ready for the third quarter of this 6A playoff opener. Mounds View on the road at Champlin Park. Rebels lead at 7-0. It has been a defensive struggle and a lot of penalties in this game. And we'll see how these teams respond and how they adjust to what was a difficult first quarter. And you see the only scoring on that block punt in the end zone. Champlin Park, big play. And they make the extra point, and
Mounds View did a good job of picking up a couple of first downs late in that first half, and they are again buried back at about the 5-yard line, on their own 5-yard line. But then came the pass rush, and they ended up punting.
Yeah, and Champlin Park once again had a tough time moving. You look at some of the numbers in the first half, and Mounds View had more first downs. We alluded to the penalties. Mounds View turned it over, not only the block punt in the end zone, but threw an interception and still trails 7-0. So Champlin Park took advantage. And you talked to Nick Keenan before the game, Joe, and he talked about not turning it over and good special teams play. Well, they have a big play on special teams, and they haven't turned it over.
They haven't. And then taking a look at the brackets here for 6A and how this will play out. If Champlin Park can go on to win, you can see they'll be taking on the winner of Shakopee. Steve, you mentioned that, and Farmington. Yep. Meanwhile, Eden Prairie on the top of that bracket versus Eastview, and Woodbury and Osseo are going at it tonight. So next round of games would be on the 4th. Tonight, Friday Night Lights is specific and dedicated to 6A only.
Yep, that's exactly right. 16 games around the greater Twin Cities area. Eden Prairie, the #1 seed in this part of the bracket. And once again, that championship, and that's the big one, that would send you to the semifinals at U.S. Bank Stadium. That'll be played at the 10th, just down the road at Park Center. And that's a wonderful stadium at Park Center. That is a really nice facility there at Park Center High School. And I know they're going to play some playoff games as well over at Osseo. They've got a great facility there as well.
Well, the Rebels so far looks like they're still missing the quarterback, even though last week, led by Calusa, they put up close to 300 yards rushing. They're missing just that, I don't know if it's that possibility of being able to throw the ball and the defensive team can't pin their ears back and come at it. But it's been a battle on the offensive line and defensive line.
No doubt. Those lines have dominated on both sides of the football. One other thing we haven't really brought up tonight, Joe, is how good the weather is. Here we are in late October. It could be snowing. It could be brutally cold. There is a breeze. But all things considered, a very pleasant night for football here in the first week of the playoffs. And it looks like the weather next week will hold as not only 6A continues next Friday night, but 5A all the way through 9-man around the state of Minnesota are going to be blessed with good weather, it looks like, next week as well.
Absolutely. Now that the soccer will be moving indoors, it was a fabulous night at White Bear Lake for the Andover 1-0 win over Edina in the quarterfinals of the state tournament in boys soccer. So tonight just great too, as you mentioned. The wind looked like it had tamed down a bit. Now the roar has been restored just a little bit with that flag. It's starting to get a little stronger, and that wind is moving right to left. So Champlin Park received to begin the game, so they will be kicking off to Mounds View, a team that really has struggled to generate offense throughout the season.
What's the key for Champlin Park to seal the deal here, Joe?
To seal the deal is, I think, I hate to say it, but another defensive touchdown, because right now they're having trouble getting anything going. And I think that first play of that possession, what they're calling on first down on their play call is also a key, because they can run a screen, they can get the ball out quick, but sometimes when you wait until third down to make that call to throw, then Mounds View will know it's coming. But look for the defense to come up with another touchdown here. Mounds View, I think, is going to be forced into some long and throwing situations here, but that'll be it. And then the first down calls as well will be a key factor.
All right, Jackson Miles to tee it up at the 40-yard line. To our right, Champlin Park silver helmets, blue jerseys, third quarter set to get underway. Champlin Park leading at 7-0 here at home. Miles kick high in the air, and that'll sail into the end zone for a touchback 5 yards deep. So up in the breeze and carried it for the touchback. Mounds View will start first.
Look right here. They're putting money on it, and the kid dropped his dollar bill right there. I'm going to go downstairs and see if I can find that thing first. But apparently they wanted to throw a little money at the camera there, and they fumbled that. So that's how you can tell how windy it is out there at field level. So we hope to get their dollars back on that miscue. Good catch.
All right, here's Owen Wark, the quarterback. Mounds View first and 10, their own 20-yard line. Green helmets, white jerseys, and pants. They're moving from left to right. And the running back, DJ Koch, swings out to the right, catches a pass. He'll be driven back for a loss on the play. He didn't get near the line of scrimmage as they ran that little swing pass to the left, and Champlin Park read and reacted beautifully.
Well, right now, Champlin Park came into the game with 60 tackles for a loss. And this game, I've already counted 8. And that's not counting a sack as well. So they're getting off that ball. And you can see already that they tried to change their strategy on first down as well to maybe try to open this up. But now they're going to be faced with a 2nd and 14, and they're in the shadows of the goalpost.
Trips to the left, one to the right, and the quarterback, Wark, drops. Man in the slot, catches it. He lines up on the outside, cuts to the middle of the field, and the gain maybe 5 yards over the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Pretty good play, but well defended by Champlin Park. And the leading receiver was the catch, Tyler Nystrom, that junior 180-pounder. And he's a good-looking football player.
Hey, Nystrom, just in that first half, had 10 receptions for 58 yards. That's his 11th reception. And that time he picked up another 5. That time on that middle screen that he was coming in off of, or if you want to call it a tunnel, he went back behind his blocker this time instead of trying to go through it. And he was able to get a little bit more spacing. As you can see, they're squared up on him on that far side.
Wark goes back, throws it out to the left. A back shoulder catch, 40. On the move, Nystrom, 40. He could go all the way. And Mounds View is back in the football game. That one goes 78 yards.
Well, that was a well-thrown ball. They went back. I'm looking for flags.
During the play, we have a sideline warning on Mounds View. The touchdown is good.
And that's the first thing I looked at to see were there any penalty flags on the field. But that was a well-run pattern. That was probably one of the biggest plays of the season here for Mounds View. And you can see right there, it was a back shoulder toss. He let the quarterback get by him. He stopped to the back shoulder, and they isolated him specifically on that side only, as they had seen that Champlin Park had been covering him up and really covering him close coming off that line. And
yeah, Ryan Cunahan, not Nystrom, goes 78. Snap spot, and the kick is good. So we are tied at 7. Well, just like that, 158. Mounds View gets a 78-yard touchdown pass from Owen Wark to Ryan Cunahan. And once again, that back shoulder catch, he came back to the football and then just had open sailing into the end zone for the touchdown.
That's it. So that left side, because of the presence out there of Tyler Nystrom, they have been playing him tight on that line, and this time they went away from Nystrom, ran him off the ball, and threw a back shoulder that was well thrown that time by Wark. For Wark, his longest touchdown pass of the season.
Yeah, terrific throw, well-designed play. And now Mounds View will kick it off. They tee it up at the 40-yard line down to our left. 2 players back deep for Champlin Park. So we have an offensive touchdown in the football game.
Wark on the season, 9 touchdown passes, now 10.
And that's a line drive taken at the 10-yard line. Emmett Tutt. Tutt comes to the near side at the 25, cuts back at the 30, still on his feet over the 35 to the 37-yard line. Good return by Emmett Tutt. And let's see what Champlin Park can get going on offense. It was really a struggle. That Mounds View defense dominated the Rebels for the most part.
Yep, let's see if they open this up a little bit more. Champlin Park, just to shake things up on the call. I haven't seen what they like to call that buck sweep, where they pull the guards and get outside. It was successful last week against Anoka. Let's see if they can make it happen here or just get it out to a wide receiver.
Arthur Russell is the running back. Mounds View jumped, and Champlin Park moves. And another mental error is Champlin Park. Colin Ellingson.
74. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, 74 was just getting up to kind of take a look because he thought that they were going to call that penalty. As you can see, Mounds View jumps first. And then he just kind of suddenly gets up like, hey, is that going to be a penalty or what?
Yeah.
And then they called him for the penalty.
So Calusa over on the sideline gets a play. First down and 15, Champlin Park at their own 33. 9:59 to go, quarter number 3. Mounds View, 3 plays, 78 yards, a touchdown. Wark to Cunahan, and the handoff Russell up the middle and gets over the 35 to the 37-yard line. Paul on the deck, scramble. Mounds View says they have it. The referees jump into the fray. Mounds View pointing wildly toward that south end of the stadium. Mounds View's convinced they have it. Still no sign yet as they fight for it. 3 officials in there. There still hasn't been a sign on who has the football. And now Mounds View does indeed have the football. Rebels turn it over. And now the Mustangs with momentum have it 1st and 10 at the Rebels' 41-yard line.
And there was knocked free. It was a little loose at the original point of contact. And it's not exactly a cold, frigid night, but that ball's still a little slippery on these fall nights. And that time it became loose as he was falling to the ground, trying to dig it back out there under the pile for Champlin Park. That time was Chambers. But could not.
So here comes Mounds View, 1st and 10, Rebels 41-yard line. Wark with the running back Koch to his right. Play action, throws to the right. Nystrom a catch, and he'll get a couple of yards over the 40 to the 38-yard line before he's driven out of bounds. Good coverage over there by Ben Bremer and others, and it'll set up 2nd down and 8 from the 39-yard line.
You know, they say throw for that touchdown, throw for the end zone is right after a turnover. Everyone's a little unorganized. I actually thought what they were going to run was the same play they ran on the left side, down here on the right side this time, and see if they could get hit it twice in a row. But that's a play they're going to come back to, so put that on your mental hard drive.
Senior quarterback Owen Wark, 5 yards back, and we have a flag. What else?
Goodness.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Back to the 44-yard line, another penalty, and you know, both teams, it's so frustrating.
Especially when he's got number 40 making a move towards him defensively, and Matthew Heinen leads the team in tackles for losses, has 4 sacks on the season. So let's see what they try to pick at here. They obviously identified something at halftime. Did the coaching staff from Mounds View, and
trips to the left, one to the right, and we have a snap and another flag. They just cannot get on the same page. Neither team.
Offense.
That's a case of that play coming
penalty,
in.
2nd down.
Yeah, and that is on the coaches.
Absolutely.
That is on the coaches not getting a play in quickly. You got all 11 guys staring at the bench, and then they get up to the line of scrimmage, and then they take a delay back to the 49-yard line.
And it's tough because as a quarterback, when you can see it, you're looking at it, and you're trying to call the snap, get everything set. Now you rush, and you rush everything. You rush the handoff, you rush the throw. It's contagious.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Wark in trouble, scrambles out of there. At the 50, throws it downfield. Man wide open, caught at the 14-yard line. He'll be tackled inside the 10. And the receiver down there hauling it in for Mounds View is Peter Wynn, a 5'10 junior. He was wide open.
He's had a couple catches now tonight, and just 10 on the season, but they are sharing the wealth on the passing game. Eluding and getting away from that sack was huge for Wark.
41-yard gain to the Rebels' 8-yard line. Mounds View already a touchdown on the board, a big gainer there, and they have a 1st and goal. They were down 7-0 at the half, and they're threatening to take the lead here as Wark brings them up. 2 to the right, 2 to the left, and the running back to his left, Koch. Wark waiting for the snap, 5 yards back, drops straight back, looks left. It is caught. Nystrom dropped immediately, maybe gained a yard or 2, but a good play defensively by the Rebels.
So as you can, he closed up on that quickly. Look at this throw. A little avenue there, but great job of closing that up and bringing him down there for Champlin Park.
2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line. So we did get 2 on the play. And they're going to send trips out to the right, 1 to the left. Nystrom is going to be the 2nd receiver out from the center of the field. Koch, the running back. We got a fumbled snap. Koch falls on it back at the 10-yard line. Well, that one didn't even get to work. It actually ended up more with Koch, and they'll use the yardage. 4 yards back to the 10. 3rd down and goal. Wow.
Yep. And right here, you got the cornerbacks playing off the receivers here. So if they run a run and maybe a quick slant, that could be an option. But instead of playing right across and close coverage there, the score's been corrected now. Maple Grove's up 47-0. We can move on.
Yeah. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. Works straight back. Looks to the slant. Almost picked off, but it's caught at the 3-yard line by Wynn. Wynn caught it in traffic. Thought it might have been picked, but Wynn gets 7 yards back. Now it's 4th down and goal just inside the 3. They're actually going to give him the 2.
I think he ran a slant.
Yeah.
Came in here. And I will say with that pass, it had to be thrown there because in front they may have picked it for the distance.
And now they're going to kick the field goal. Bit of a surprise here decision. They're going to They're going to try and kick the field goal, and it's going to be what amounts to be an extra point. 18-yarder. Snap, spot, kick, up, and it is good. So Mounds View grabs the lead. Ben Holland from 18 yards out. And with 6:34 to go in the third, they've scored 10 in a row and lead at 10-7.
Well, they did what the Rebels could not do in that first half is convert a turnover into a touchdown. Granted, it was just the 2 turnovers, one being an interception, but the other was a punt, block punt. But they decided they'd convert. Look at the halftime stats as we start early here in the third, and just a strange evening. First downs, 5-2 in favor of Mounds View. Rushing yards, 43 for Champlin Park, 13 for Mounds View. Keep in mind, Mounds View averaging about 26 yards a game rushing. Passing yards, 65 and none for Champlin Park, 65 for Mounds View. Total yards, there you go. Not a lot of offensive play. Penalties, 5-6, and the yards involved with those were about, I think, 60 yards each for each team. In turnovers, the interception for Mounds View that they threw, and then the block punt and touchdown.
Koch to kick it off. Short kick, bounces around, recovered by Mounds View. The Rebels couldn't get to the football at the 31-yard line, and it's pounced on by Response.
And
Diodani Response all over that play, and Mounds View has it right back in all the momentum, Joe.
Yeah, look at Bremer. He's got some great hands, good athlete. It was just that bounce, unpredictable, and went right off the face mask. And right now, Champlin Park will need to come up with a defensive stance here.
So 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. It was a short kick. Just kind of a squibber over that first line of defense, and then bounced on the turf here at Rebel Stadium, and Mounds View has it right back. They have a 78-yard touchdown pass, an 18-yard field goal, and now 1st and 10. Koch up the gut and maybe got the line of scrimmage. He was stacked up and thrown down rudely there by the Rebels defensively. That was an outstanding play by Harry Massey, that senior defensive lineman. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, the run right now is just maybe just to keep them honest. Whatever we can do, just 1-2 yard gain is great, but we're here to kind of make sure they're not running with the ears pinned back to the whole possession here. And you got to think about time of possession right now and plays that have been run. One play for Champlin Park is all they've had here in this third quarter.
2-6 Mounds View, 4-4 Champlin Park. Mustangs, they set up a screen. Koch, 35, gets to the 30 before he's tackled at about the 28-yard line. Grabbing him by the ankle, Khalil Tony, a defensive back. A pretty well-designed play, that screen right. And now it'll set up 3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Mustangs.
Offense, number 12. It's a 10-yard penalty for the spot the foul. 2nd down.
Wow.
The Laundry
Bills.
I was going to say.
The Laundry Bills are going to be outrageous.
Momentum killer there.
Yeah.
It puts him back to the 42. And look at this. Yeah. This is going to be 2nd and about 25.
And I'll bring it up one more time. I don't want to bore folks. Why is the holding penalty in high school football from the spot of the foul? Just make it from the line of scrimmage. Hey, just not a fan of where the hold took place. Just do it from the line of scrimmage. Nevertheless, it is 2nd down and 22 yards to go. 5:20 to go in the third quarter. Mounds View moving left to right. They've scored 10 in a row and lead at 10-7. Snap to work, bobbled for a moment. He's under pressure. He's going to throw it away at the 47-yard line. I think he may have gone down back there. This is going to be interesting. He escaped the sack and then threw it out of play. And
we'll probably have the best look right here to see if his knee was down before he just kind of launched it sideways to prevent the sack.
It could be grounding as well. We'll see about it.
Coach Keenan on top of that. And arguing the same.
The ruling on the field is that the quarterback was outside of the box and the pass made it back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down.
Okay.
Here's a
Nick
look.
Keenan doesn't like it. Line of scrimmage is a 42. That's the key number. Escapes the sack, rolls to his right, falling down.
Well, he did get rid of the ball before his knee hit the ground.
Did it get to the 42?
No.
I don't know about that.
It did not.
Yeah. So, anyway, 3rd down, 22 to go from the 42-yard line. 5:06 to go. Clock stop. Work the snap. Throws it to the right, out of bounds. Goes off the intended receiver's hands, win, and skips into the Rebels bench. And here it is one more time. It has to get to the 42 to not be grounding. So there it is, escaping the sack. Where did it go out of bounds?
That's what I'm saying. Look over the official standing. He's standing at about the 43, and it went almost right over top of him. So, hey, it's an easier call for us up here than when it happens real time and down on the field. Punting now.
4th down and long for Mounds View, low kick, and that one bounces sideways, and it's pounced on by the Rebels near the 20-yard line. Good heads-up play there by Ottinger, who has a pick in this game, and now the Rebels will start 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. Work to do, down by 3, 4:57 to go, and offensively it has been a major struggle for Champlin Park, Joe.
It has, and let's see what they do from an offensive scheme standpoint. If they shake this up just a little bit, you know, they're at their own 20. Chance to maybe just get a little out completed here.
They give it to Russell. He's going to bounce to the near side, and actually that might be Tootie, the ball carrier. It is. It's Richelieu Tootie, who had a monster game against Anoka in the regular season finale. And he's an energy guy and moves to the left side and gets it out to the 27-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down and 4.
Yep, you know, different style run. I was wondering if they may make that change because just a different style. Tootie, of course, keep in mind, he's won 100 and 200 meters in state for high school and being recruited in track.
Here's Tootie trying the right side, trying to get out to the edge. Has a Rebel 1st down out near the 35-yard line. So Mounds View was chasing, couldn't get to him until he had the 1st down out to the officially the 34-yard line. Again, is 7 on the play, and now the Rebels have a little mo down by 3.
Yep, I mean, he's got some juice. As I mentioned, winning state 100, 200 meters this past year, and I got that insight from the guys right up here in the PA. Said he's being recruited track by Georgia and a couple of other D1 schools as well. So he's got to get up and go.
2 wide receivers to the right. Here's Tootie hitting the backfield on his feet, gets a few before he's driven back. But still, little forward momentum. 2nd down, 3:35 to go, quarter number 3.
Sometimes just a little different type of juice, right? Something that moves a little bit differently and a little bit more ability to get to the outside before they can set up defensively in Tootie. Tootie came in with over 600 yards rushing, mostly because of that, due and large to that 200-plus game he had against Anoka last week.
2nd down, 7 yards to go. Ball out at the 37-yard line. They throw it out to the left, and it's through the arms of Ryan Julie, and incomplete. 3rd down. He tried to run before he had caught the ball. Went right
where his
through
eyes
his arm.
are right here. He's looking right at that defender, and it went right through the hands. Ball was where it needed to be. And
So
still looking for that first completion.
They need to
Here's
get it out
Calusa.
to the 44-yard line. They have it at the 37. 3rd down and 7. Champlin Park here late 3rd quarter. Clock stopped after the incomplete pass. 3:06 on the clock.
See if they try a screen here.
Tootie, the running back, straight back. Now rolling to his left is the quarterback. Calusa throws it. Is it caught? Near the 45-yard line. Novak hauls it in.
That was a great throw. And it was a great throw because it was going low. You wanted that thing low, and on top of that, he was able to seal off the defender.
Yeah, right along the near sideline in front of the Rebels bench. Good throw, good catch by Novak. First down and 10, Rebels at their own 45-yard line. They started this drive at their own 21.
First completion of the game.
Two wide receivers to the right. It is Tootie again. He's hitting the backfield, no chance. He was met in the backfield and dragged down, and
they were trying to get that buck sweep going to the outside, but
Evan
they
Hatton
shot the gaps. Mounds View did that time.
Evan Hatton, 215-pound junior linebacker. He's a good football player. Second down, 12 yards to go, back at the 43-yard line. Coming up on 2 to go, quarter number 3. 5 yards behind his center is the quarterback, Kaluza. Tootie behind him and to the right. They throw it near his side. Tut catches, gets it to midfield, maybe a little more, and it'll set up third down and short for Champlin Park as they're trying to move the chains late in quarter number 3.
And see, this can be the running game. You get the guys out there 5 yards at a time, let it break it. They're not having that success up the middle. And trying to get outside has not been very successful as well. So you got to think of a way that you can get some long handoffs. And right now, they have an opportunity out to the right.
Tut to the right. Novak to the near side. Rebels moving from right to left. Tootie the running back. And the quarterback, Drew Kaluza. Kaluza takes a snap, straight back, throws the slant. It's caught down at the 39-yard line. That's Emmett Tutt. Good route. He was defended by Response.
Yeah, and Response gave him a lot of room. That's why I said they have an opportunity out on that right side. I saw him kind of give an extra look that way, and a nice slant that time by Tutt, and I'll tell you, Kaluza threw a strike.
Gain of 9, first down Rebels, Mounds View 40-yard line. By far and away their best drive of the night, coming late in the third quarter, down 10-7. Near side, Novak, Tutt out to the right. They're going to bobble it in the backfield. There's a scramble for the football. It was Kaluza and the running back, Tootie, and Mounds View comes up with a huge turnover at the 46-yard line. That's too bad for the Rebels. Wow.
Another turnover here. So unlike.
It was bobbled by Kaluza, couldn't give it to Tootie, and then the ball fell, and the white shirts were all around it and pounce on it. I don't know if you can see there, Joe, who came away with the football.
56.
Yeah, and that's Solheim, J-Rock Solheim. Love that name. I wish my name was J-Rock.
Mine officially now is Joe Rock.
Yeah.
But that snap looked odd. When it came back to him, it was going horizontal. It was fumbling like a kickoff. Oh, another false start on that left side.
And
false start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Parker Nelson slapping his helmet, knew he had made a mistake, and another penalty, and that'll set up first down and 15 for Mounds View. Up 10-7, 1:12 to go third quarter. They've scored all 10 points here in the third.
Usually when you see that snap in a pistol formation or shotgun, it's a spiral coming right back to you. But that snap really was end over end. And you're right, he bobbled it a bit, did Kaluza.
Here's Wark sending a man in motion, left to right, up the middle, and a big hit on the running back, DJ Koch. He got decked back there.
Koch has been clocked a couple of times tonight. Whoa! He took a big shot, Steve. I'm glad to see he's up.
Wow,
they fooled no one with this play call. Again, that's the second consecutive time I've seen Jalen Graham come up and unload on a shot.
40 and counting to go in the quarter. Mounds View waiting for a play. Second down and 14. They're still moving from left to right, wearing white with the lead 10-7.
5 on the play clock.
Straight back, Work. Staggers to his left, now to his right, has some room, throws on the run, incomplete. Intended receiver at the Rebel 45-yard line was Hunter Eben, but he short hopped him, third down.
So they'll get another play in here, and quickly they transferred that play, underthrew it. He had to be careful because he didn't want to give that ball up. Again, if you're going to avoid that interception, make sure it's a low pass for your receiver to try to get down and pick it up, but that was just too far in front by the time that hit the turf.
Mounds View spreads them out, two right, two left. Running back Koch and the quarterback. Now he goes in motion, Koch to the left, and the quarterback's going to run it. Tucks is under his arm. First down and more inside the 45, near the Rebel 40-yard line. Flags fly. This could be a face mask on Champlin Park. Dead insult to injury, but quite a run by Owen Work. Right up the gut.
You could tell that was a set play and something that they work on specifically, because I could see Tyler Nystrom run over to the sideline. They gave him the play. They didn't single that in. They just gave it to him.
17-yard gain, but a penalty pending.
Gave it and just communicated it directly to him. And you could see he clapped his hand and went right back to the huddle. They made the call and executed.
Personal foul, targeting, defense number 24.
Ooh.
15 yards will be added to the end of the run. First down.
So on the play, it's actually an 18-yard gain to the 40. Penalty takes it all the way down to the 25. Major penalty there on the Rebels, and now Mounds View up by 3, late third quarter, and they are looking for more. They have dominated this third quarter, down 7-0 at the half, and now we're going to get a timeout, and both teams are going to talk it over here, but Champlin Park's D has got to step up and hold them to at minimum a field goal, Joe.
Absolutely, and they've got to work to get some turnovers.
Where's your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened? Your friend's not breathing. Please get my mom and dad. Oh my God.
And we go to quarter number 4 here at Rebels Stadium. Opening night, 6A playoffs. Mounds View at 2-6 on the road at 4-4 at Champlin Park. Rebels led it 7-0 at the half. Mustangs win that quarter 10-7, and there it is, a long touchdown pass, 78 yards, Joe.
A game changer right there. And hey, this field goal as well. Tacked on another 3 after a turnover. Chance here for a kickoff return and another turnover there for Champlin Park. 3 here in this second half for the Rebels.
Work throws it off to the right, caught by Nystrom. He'll toss it behind him. Didn't fool the Rebels as he's driven out of bounds. He tossed it back to win, kind of a little hook and ladder play. And they do pick up about 5 on the play from the 25 down to the 20-yard line. That was interesting.
I like that play call. Kind of holds it up, and I like the fact they usually don't run it with everyone that congested in, but they needed to try to find a way to make more progress after that catch, and knew that he would draw a crowd. Wood Nystrom
trips off to the left, 1 to the right. Mounds View now driving from right to left to the north end of Rebels Stadium. Here's the quarterback keeper near a first down as he goes around right end and then cuts it up quickly. Owen Work very near a first down. We'll see where his knee is spotted down, and it is back at the 16-yard line. He needs a 15, so it is 3rd down and 1 for the Mustangs.
Player down here for the Mustangs.
Well downfield as well. Inside the 10-yard line, one of the receivers.
Not sure if it's cramps. Tried to get up and went back down. Yeah, that's a definitely a cramp maneuver, and it is going to go against their.
And that hurts. When I pop out of my chair to go get another beverage, sometimes I'll cramp up. And
Yeah,
it really hurts.
yeah, or you're trying to recover that remote from the dog with a sense of urgency. I hear you. Evan Hatton is the one who has the cramps. He's the one who actually leads. He led the conference in tackles for losses. He hasn't missed a down, I don't believe, the whole game, and maybe it's starting to take a toll, as he certainly had an impact defensively against the Rebels tonight.
So Champlin Park needing a stop here, down 10-7, 11:37 to go in the quarter as they sort out the injury here. But you got to give Mounds View credit. They did not play well in the first half. They had a blocked punt, but Aaron Moberg and staff sit him down and they come out. Big drive, that 78-yard touchdown pass. Owen Wark to Ryan Cunahan. The extra point was good, and then they got it right back. Second possession of the third on a short field, get an 18-yard field goal. And that one knocked through the uprights by Jacob Sampson. And Mounds View has grabbed the lead 10-7, bidding for an upset here on the road.
Well, and with Hatton coming off the field, I'm dialing a blitz up right now on his side of the line. And let's see if they can cover that. You're sure that's no news for Mounds View. Well, what kind of a play can they call here? It's 3rd and a yard.
Ball at the 16, they need the 15. Big spot in the football game early in the fourth. Mounds View looking for more. Champlin Park trying to keep them off the board. Man in motion right to left, quarterback sneak, Wark up the gut, a good surge, has it inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. They stood him up, but he was able to just fall forward for what he needed.
Got a good push from that O-line at center, 6'3", 260. He's a big body there. He just followed him. So here's where we'll keep an eye, see if Hatton comes back into the game.
Mounds View a pretty good field goal kicker, and here in the fourth, they are with the breeze.
Yeah, I noticed the field goal kicker at halftime well out in front of everybody else, recognizing that this game could be decided by a field goal. He was kicking several of them.
Touchdown could be the ball game. Here's Wark throwing to the left quickly. Nystrom at the 16, inside the 10, still on his feet, and finally brought down. So he just lines up left, heads toward the goal post, catches it on the run, and has a gainer to the 8-yard line. It'll be short.
Yep, had a blocker in front. Bremer is kind of ragdolling him around just to get rid of him off of it at that time, and the blocker was Wynn, who got just enough. Picked up, a good pickup there of 6, almost 7.
It'll be 2nd down and 4 officially as they wait for a play to come in. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 across the field to the right. The running back Koch to the left of the quarterback Wark. Wark takes a snap, 5 yards deep, looks to the right. It is caught, and Nystrom is going to get near a 1st down. He needed the 5, and it looks like he's going to be marked down at about the 6-yard line. He caught the ball and was dropped immediately. It'll set up 3rd down and 1.
Yep. If he could have gotten that ball on the outside part, he had to turn back to the inside in order to make that catch. And when he did that, he had very little room. If he could have caught that ball in stride moving towards the sideline on the outside shoulder, he could have at least picked up the 1st down.
Eben, the lone receiver to the right, coming over to the near sideline is Nystrom along with 2 others, including Wynn and Cunahan, who has a touchdown catch. Koch, the running back, under center, Wark. He'll go right side over the right tackle. I think he got a 1st down, and he did at the 4-yard line. Needed 1, got 2.
They're being very strategic with the utilization of Wark, and not even messing with the running game or any exchanges. They're just going to allow Wark to get to that line, find a hole, and follow that large offensive center. Go right behind him. Again, he's at about 275, 6'3", 275.
And they not only lead 10-7, but there's 8:42 to go in the football game, and the clock's on the move. touchdown here would be huge for the Mustangs. Warwick under center again. Warwick is going to roll out to the right, set up, throw toward the end zone, caught, Evan into the end zone. Touchdown, Mounds View.
Boy, that some great play calling and some adjustments. Evan pulls that down to 6'3", 160-pound wide receiver. Hadn't seen much action the whole game. He got it just at the right time. And I'll tell you, those are some of the plays that you look like that they maybe just draw up at halftime. And this is a team that has not put up a lot of points the whole year. They look for the extra point here.
Hoyland on to try the extra point. 8:28 to go. Snap, spot, kick. Plenty good. He has a good leg.
Yep.
17-7 Mounds View. 17 unanswered here in the second half. And they have a 10-point lead with just 8:28 to go in the football game, Joe.
Yeah, and that offense now for Champlin Park has a sense of urgency. And they're going to have to make some of those adjustments just like Mounds View made in terms of some of those play calls. I really did like that last play by Warkus. He extended them out, drew everybody towards him, and then they slid underneath a wideout they hadn't gone to the whole night.
11-play drive, 54 yards, starts in quarter number 3 and ends here with 8:28 to go in the football game, and they lead at 17-7. And the way Champlin Park has struggled on offense, that might be too much to overcome. Rebels 4-4 with a home game here on opening night in the 6A playoffs. Mounds View 2 wins over Anoka and Roseville. They dropped the first 4, then won 2 in a row, end their season with losses to the likes of Stillwater and Maple Grove. Actually, Stillwater and Maple Grove. And now they're playing well here on the road. That kick picked up. And that kickoff carried outside the 35 for Champlin Park. So the Rebels will have it in pretty good field position.
Good return. I like that return by Stahl, even though it's essentially an extended onside kick, had a lot of bounce to it. It came up and hit him in the chest, but then he ran with some conviction. He said it's going to take 3-4 guys to bring me down, and that brought that ball back and all the way down now to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, and the strategy by Mounds View, they've employed it all night. They've generally put it on the ground. Occasionally they've kicked away, but they have taken advantage of the ground ball on the kickoff. They're going to try and end around Emmett Tutt from right to left, and Tutt gets some positive yardage out to the 44-yard line. He lined up on the right, ran right in front of the quarterback, and Kaluza tossed it to him.
And those are going to be passing yards.
And they're going to give him 5 to the 43-yard line. Second down, 5 yards to go. Clock stopped as he went out of bounds. 8:17 to go. And now Champlin Park down by 10. They've got to manage the clock as well, Joe.
Yeah, and you know what? I like that play call. Something different motion.
Champlin Park left to right. They'll throw it out to the near sideline. Caught by Julie. Julie didn't get much. That was read beautifully by the Mounds View Mustangs. Owen Farm was in on the tackle there. It'll set up 3rd down and 5. Clock on the move. 8 minutes to go in the football game. And the Rebels in a big spot. Down by 10, looking at 3rd and 5 at their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, you know, even if it's a throw out, that's still almost like a 20-yard toss. And it took a while to get there. And by the time it was there, they were able to box up and bracket the wide out there, Julie.
2 receivers off to the left. Kaluza takes a snap, play action. He's going to try and roll out under pressure. Throws it away. Short hops the receiver Stahl at the 43-yard line. Now 4th down and 5 at the 33-yard line. And Mounds View has just really played well defensively tonight. You got to give them credit for what they've been able to do tonight.
4 down territory here. I almost would just try maybe a little bit of a hard snap as well. Hard call, bark, just to draw them off.
It is 4th down and 5. Rebels keep the offense on the field. They're at their own 43-yard line.
They've got some excitement on that front line, does Mounds View, and great way to take advantage of it is a good hard count.
Chambers way out to the left. He'll take the snap, set up, 4th down, nobody home. Throws it out to the left. Chambers came into the middle and was supposed to go out. They turn it over on downs. Mounds View up by 10, have the football in Rebel territory.
Yeah, and this now we're going to have to look at stripping that ball and creating a turnover. And just either a wrong pattern made or just misread what that play should have been off that line. So we're set here now, and I tell you, you know what they're going to do probably right out of the gate here. Short passes that can be, you know, hey, extension of the run and keep that clock moving.
Here comes Mounds View, Owen Wark. What a second half he's had here tonight. Wark with Cork to his right, takes a snap, flags. What else?
Timeout, Mounds View.
Oh,
that's their first timeout of the half.
All right, so they take a TO 7:27, but they came out of the halftime break and took that drive right down the field, got back into the football game. Well-designed play. And you called it beautifully, Joe. Tyler Nystrom, a bit of a decoy. They get it to Ryan Cunahan on the run, 78 yards. Extra point was good. Then second possession, get it on a short field and take advantage of a Rebels fumble and get an 18-yard field goal. And then here in the fourth, get that touchdown pass, Wark to Eben, and all of a sudden they're up 17-7.
Yes, they are. And you know what? They've kind of found some seam and some swag and some confidence, this Mounds View offense. A team that struggled to put up points in the regular season. In fact, they put up a total of 89 points on the season. They didn't exceed 21 points at all in the regular season at any one game.
All right, here comes Mounds View out of the timeout, 7:27 to go, 1st and 10, Rebel 43-yard line. They're moving from right to left or from south to north here at Rebel Stadium, and now we have a penalty out of the timeout.
I have a hunch. It's just
false start. Offense number 53, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
This defense for the Rebels, they're due for another big play right on this possession right now.
Joe with the save. Then he throws the cap.
That was an option.
I didn't catch. All right. Joe retrieved the cap on my pen. So the penalty there, back to the 48-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 15 for Mounds View. Clock stop, 7:27 to go. Rebels need a turnover.
They're going to roll the dice, bring some blitzes, and cause some pressure here.
Work 5 yards deep. Pressure is on, and he's going to get sacked. That'll be Bruggers on the sack. Back in Mustang territory.
And that is what they have to continue to do. They stopped the blitz and just kind of got into kind of a comfortable roam of defense, but you can't let that quarterback get confident. And right now, once you put that pressure on and that sack by Heinen, you start to rattle them again. They're moving in the wrong direction. 2nd and 20. Now, just hold off on those penalties.
Ball at the Mustang 48-yard line. Clock moving, 6:43 to go. Both teams have their full complement of 3 timeouts. They send it to Koch on the center screen. He drops it, probably a good idea. It'll be 3rd down there.
Well, I think they'd rather have that clock running. And
oh, for sure, but he wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Not at all. But that incompletion stops the clock and now sets up a 3rd and 20.
And, you know, that's a great point. You know, in that spot, up by 10, why throw the football?
Well, I think that's their run, right? That's their long run. That's an extension. And they thought they could get that safe. With the blitz coming, perfect time to put that screen out there. Just a little sidearm. It was only a 5-yard pass, and they assumed it would be a completion, and they could keep that clock running.
2 wide receivers right, 2 left. It'll be Koch up the gut. He's got room. 45, 40, 35. Near a 1st down. Put it on the ground. And it looks like The Mustangs may have got it back at the 35-yard line. Big gainer right up the gut for Koch. They do cover it up at the 35-yard line. It is not a first down. Clock on the move, 6:15 to go. Fourth down, about 2 yards to go. And for now, the Mounds View offense stays on the field.
He did put it on the ground. He grabbed it right back with one hand and pulled it underneath him. A good recovery, but they were looking to strip. And that time they sold out for a big-time blitz, did the Rebels, and they hit the right seam on that running play.
Gain of 17, trips to the left.
No.
Lone setback is Koch, and running offside, trying to get a jump is Heinen, and gives them an automatic first down. And that's just another error by the Rebels, and they've made them all night. That's too bad.
Offsides. Defense number 40. It's a 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
And what's happening tonight with these penalties? So uncharacteristic for the Rebels. And then this defense is, you know, they usually hit the switch for the Rebels offensively as well, and in terms of getting them going. But right now, that's a tough one.
And not only that, you reset the play clock, you set the sticks, and you wind it, and we're at 5:29 to go. So not only do you give up the run up the gut, and then you get the 5-yard penalty, and now you're coming up on 5 minutes to go in the football game before they need to run another play. They're up by 10. Ball at the 30-yard line. Work 5 yards behind his center. Koch to his right. Bad snap. He falls on it back at the 41-yard line. Went right over his head. And that's a big loss of 11 yards back to the 41-yard line.
Rebels will take a timeout. Good call. Coach Keenan, you can never get this time back, so make sure.
Timeout. Champlin Park. That's their first timeout of the half.
So 5:03 to go. And they need to get the football some way, somehow right now.
Yep, this is the series. This is the season right now for the Rebels. And their defense may get a pick six. They could get a fumble and take it back. But right now, they need to not jump offside. Hey, speaking of jumping for dollars, look at this kid. They call him Money. Jimmy Bucks right there. Jimmy Bucks, as he's got the dollar, he's giving away money tonight. He's just giving that money away.
He's actually giving away mom and dad's money, but mom and dad will be thrilled to
see the investment on that dollar.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
That's great. Great video. That was a great shot.
You know, if I was a youngster and did that, and my dad saw that video, he'd have a heart attack. My dad still has his first nickel. 5:03 to go in the football game. Mounds View, second down and 20 at the Rebel 40-yard line. They'll hand it off to the outside. On the right side goes Koch. Gets a few before he's driven back and down. And the Rebels are going to take another timeout. That'll be your second. One remaining.
Koch, you could see, get extremely conservative when that contact was coming at him, knowing the Rebels had one thing in mind, and that was to strip it.
Yeah, and a play to the outside, big things can happen on a strip.
Timeout! Champlin Park. That's their second timeout of the half. Please reset the game clock to 4:55. 4:55.
This is 4-down territory anyway, but they get it close enough, that kicker. I'd say they get it to about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and with the wind, bad things can happen on a field goal attempt as well. I would think at this point, Mounds View is more worried about just run this thing out and take as much time off the clock as you can. I would be shocked if Work throws, but if he's got a guy wide open and he's got a good receiver, got a good crew of receivers, Tyler Nystrom, of course, Ryan Cunahan, the long 78-yard touchdown catch. They have two receivers right, two to the left.
Nystrom has a couple of guys over the top of him, double covered there. Handoff it is.
Yeah, right to Koch, right up the gut to the 35, maybe a yard. Work was under center there. And now the Rebels will take their final timeout with 4:50 to go.
Timeout. Champlin Park. That's their third and final timeout of the half.
And it'll be 4th down and 15 yards to go, Joe, when we get back to action. Now the winner of this game will play the winner of Farmington Shakopee. And the Sabres were the number 3 seed. So if Mounds View wins tonight, they will be on the road, assuming Shakopee wins their football game. It was really a great opportunity for Champlin Park coming in, because had they won, they would have been hosting no matter what next Friday night, but they're in trouble, down by 10 late in this football game. Rebels, quite a turnaround from a year ago, that tough 0-9 season, 0-8 during the regular year, dropped their playoff opener, and they went 4-4 during the regular season and get a home playoff game, but it just really hasn't been their night. A lot of mistakes for Champlin Park, and really a struggle to move the ball offensively.
I'm going to look for number 44 right now, Ruggers, for Champlin Park to come up with a big play on this 4th down, even though they're going to punt.
Yeah, and a player goes back deep,
What do you
and
think?
that is
Is there a
tough.
fake? They know the Rebels are going to come full throttle.
Snap, and the kick is away. Fair catch signal by Tutt at around the 10-yard line, so the Rebels have a long way to go. They're going to probably mark it more back at the 8-yard line. With 4:45 to go, Mounds View leading at 17-7. That was a good punt, and it was one of those that Tutt had to fair catch. It was a well-executed punt by the Mustangs.
See what the Rebels have up their sleeves with the backup quarterback Kaluza in. Tilke, the starter all season, has been out now the last 2 games, and they'll have to be creative.
Palooza back to the end zone, throws it off to the right. It is caught. Stahl at about the 10, forces his way out to the 15-yard line.
I like that call, because Stahl is big enough to break some tackles and go the distance.
So Champlin Park gets it out there. Gain of about 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. 4:20 to go in the game, clock on the move. Kaluza takes a snap, rolls left, tries to get outside. Being chased, throws on the run out of bounds. He was just being hounded over there and chased relentlessly by the Mounds View Mustangs, Jameer Huff. He just wouldn't let up.
Well,
and now it's 3rd down.
You can tell they've done some game film also on Kaluza, because he had a lot of success against Anoka. When he did roll out, he liked to roll out to his left and had a lot of success with that spot. And right now, they're not even giving him a chance to throw the ball when he rolls out that way.
3rd down and 3, trips to the left for the Rebels. 1 to the right. Kaluza straight back. He's going to throw it out there. Picked off by Mounds View, and it's returned to the 20-yard line. And that's going to do it. The Mounds View Mustangs, with that interception, are going to pull off the upset. And I think the player who intercepted the football is down at the 21-yard line with 4 minutes to go.
That was the case. You could see he dropped that arm slot, especially that elbow. When you're throwing the football, you want to keep it at that L arm slot, and he dropped the elbow and tried to loft it over the defender. And this time it carried beyond the receiver. And number 2 is the player down for Mounds View. He was down early.
Yeah. Diodani Rapance, D-back, is down, and you see the Rebels there. And Rapance still on his feet there, and then just goes down really hard. A couple of players fall on him, and he is still being tended to.
Yeah, and plus they were trying to strip that ball and get it back on a turnover.
Frustrating night for Champlin Park, but players up, and Rapance He's going to trot off the field and get congratulated after an interception. He'll be ruled down at the 21-yard line. And that's where the Mounds View Mustangs are going to try and run this one out, move their record to 3-6 on the year and advance to round number 2. And it'll be a disappointing end of the season for the Champlin Park Rebels here tonight at home.
Well, let's see if they can get a strip here. Still 4 minutes left, so they can't go into any victory formations, but you would suspect that they would be running the majority of the time here.
And the quarterback, Warwick, hands it off. Nothing doing there. Bremer just steamrolls Koch.
Took the ball
at the
away from
22-yard line.
It looked like close to a turnover but at that point of his elbow going down, he's down. But
yeah, huge problem here. No timeouts. Rebels with no timeouts. Ball at the 22-yard line. 2nd down and 11. Clock on the move. 3:31.
See, look at this tackle right here. So he's down, but meanwhile, when he rolled over him, he took the ball away. But he had control, and they considered him down at that point.
So Work brings him up.
Creative approach, I agree. You got to try to get at that ball anyway.
5 yards behind center, to his left.
Right now, you could care less about yardage if you're Mounds View and you're looking at minutes instead.
Clock to 3 minutes, and the play clock sits at 35.
You just don't want to turn this over.
Yep. But Mounds View down 7-0 at the half. 10 points in the third, a touchdown here in the fourth. A couple of touchdown passes for Owen Wark. One to Cunahan, the other to Eben, and the field goal by Hoyland. That is the difference in the ball game. Rebels offense didn't do much here tonight. 3rd down.
Delay a game.
Delay a game. Offense, number 7. It's a 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I'm not sure why you take the delay there, but
I think there was some miscommunication. The coaches looked like they were shocked just getting him up there. So,
yeah, 3rd down and 14, 2:21 clock stop.
Hey, I'd bring some blitzes here. They need to try to disrupt.
Work's going to hand it off. Koch, not much. And that'll set up 4th down with the ball at the 25-yard line. And like I say, they're going to take this all the way down. And on 4th down is where you take the delay. Instead, they took it on 3rd down. They might take it again here.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 20 seconds left on that play clock. And quite honestly, you're not going to try field goals because you don't want to get a block and take it back.
So they spread it out. Trips to the left, one to the right.
You might as well throw one into the end zone.
Waiting for the snap is the quarterback. Koch takes the handoff right into the line of scrimmage. He's thrown down. And they'll stop the clock on the turnover on downs with 1:28 to go. So the Rebels will get it back, and now they need the Champlin Park miracle. Down by 10, quick score, onside kick. You never know. It'll be 1st and 10 Rebels.
Me about the Maple Grove 3 touchdowns in a minute. Good call, Taylor.
1st and 10 Rebels at their own 25-yard line. Kaluza straight back, getting blitzed, gets out of there. Now he's on the run. And with all of that, scrambled back to the 27-yard line. Clock moving, no timeouts. 2nd down and 8.
And if you're Mounds View now, you're playing almost another 10 yards back if you're safeties.
Long time for the Rebels to run a play. We're under a minute to go. Kaluza straight back. Rolls to his right. He's going to tuck it under his arm. He has the 30, the 35. Flag flies, and there's going to be a penalty on Champlin Park, I believe, on Chambers. We'll see about it. It'll be a first down. Clock stop for the moment. Officials huddle up at the 40-yard line. Kaluza just tucked it under his arm and went right toward the Rebels sideline.
Holding. Offense number 2. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
That's Chambers. That'll take it all the way back to the 27-yard line. And we'll do second down again, 49 seconds to go. Trips to the right, one out to the left. Tootie is the running back. Here's Kaluza again. Throws it over the middle. That's bobbled, almost picked off. Juggled and dropped by Colin Elliott. And he should have had that one.
Yep, he did. He should have. But he's a linebacker, I believe.
So Elliott dropped an easy interception.
Maybe not a linebacker.
And now it's third down at the 27-yard line. 42.3 to go in the Rebels season. They're down 17-7. Kaluza in an empty backfield, 5 yards behind his center. Takes a snap at the 22, straight back. Steps up, down the middle of the field, overshoots everyone at the Mounds View 40-yard line. And now it's fourth down.
Stepped up at the right time, just not a lot of air under that. And 38 seconds here, so kind of thought one of the plays they might run, even though they have, it was a hook and ladder. Just something, since he doesn't have the most accurate arm or the strongest arm, just something underneath at a 5 yard.
Kaluza to the right, caught by number 9 out there, Blake Stahl. Short gain, that'll be a turnover on downs at the 30.
Boy, that looked close to a first down, but just short.
So Mounds View will get the football and be able to run one, and that'll be it.
Advance to the next round.
And that'll be against Shakopee or Farmington. They will be on the road.
For the Rebels, a very uncharacteristic game of some turnovers and a lot of penalties.
Just couldn't get it going offensively, and they go into victory formation.
Oh, Taylor informed me Shakopee is a winner.
There's Warwick, takes the knee, that'll do it. And Mounds View begins to celebrate. Good crowd on the other side of the field, good student section. And the Mustangs pull the upset on the road at Champlin Park. And they're going to win this one 17-7. They were down 7-0 at the half. Get a touchdown and a field goal in the third. Get another touchdown pass from Owen Wark in quarter number 4. And win 17-7. And our player of the game, Joe?
It's going to be from the defensive opponent here. Picking up another sack on the season. There you get a look at number 44, Michael Ruggers. Ends up with a total of a couple sacks tonight. And also 8 tackles for a loss. He had 14th player of the game. Strong defensive player of the game. The defense is really what kept the Rebels in it, including that block punt and the touchdown in that first half.
Tough night for Champlin Park. They just struggled out of the gate and had that 7-0 lead at the half, but once again, credit to Mounds View. Played well in half number 2 and go on with a 17-7 victory. Big thanks to all the folks here at Champlin Park High School, and of course our great QCTV crew led by Taylor Johnson. My play-by-play partner, Joe Rulin. I am Steve Thompson. 6A playoff opener, Mounds View, the upset on the road. They beat Champlin Park 17-7. Good night.
Thank you.